If research is a part of your work, which AI is actually worth using and which one is worth paying for? Today, the field is bigger than one chatbot. We have free plans, paid plans, work suite tools, search first systems, and local options that can run on your own hardware. So this episode's not going to be about picking a favorite logo, taking a side, or declaring a winner. It is about learning how to compare the runners, watch the board move, and decide what fits your work. The baton for this episode is research. The human check is source quality. Good research is not just a paragraph that sounds confident. It's a chain, a question, a search, a source, a comparison, a conclusion, a decision about what still needs checking. An AI system may help with several legs of that relay. It may search the web, read files, organize evidence, summarize patterns, even draft a recommendation. But if the sources are weak, stale, promotional, or misunderstood, a polished answer can still carry the wrong baton. That is why research is a useful test. It will let us compare not just the answer, but the evidence trail and the amount of human repair required. If we want a meaningful comparison, we need to give each runner the same race, the same prompt, the same question, the same date window, the same source standard, same requested output, same time budget. Then we score what happened. Did the system find current information? Did it use primary sources where possible? Could we open the sources and audit the claims? Did it separate facts from recommendations? Did it notice contradictions? And how much cleanup did a person have to do? Without a common test, we're mostly comparing habits, marketing pages, or whichever tool we happen to use last or first. Here is the field I want us to watch. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, and Grok represent major assistant and research paths. Microsoft Copilot belongs in the work suite lane, where connectors, permissions, and workflows can matter as much as the model itself. Llama and other local or open model routes belong in a different lane. More control and privacy on your hardware, but with more responsibility for setup and model choice, as well as maintenance. Each of these has access levels: free, individual, paid, work, API, or mixed. That matters because the best feature mix for a person who needs a free starting point may be different from the best feature mix for a team that needs connected to company systems. Before we turn the feature board into an abstraction, let us anchor it in a few current releases. OpenAI's February Deep Research Update describes app and MCP connections, trusted site controls, progress tracking, interruption, and refinement. Google's Deep Research Updates connect research to Gmail, Docs, Drive, and Chat. Perplexity's 2026 changelog shows computer, multi-model paths, connectors, and workflows. Microsoft's Copilot Studio is pairing agents with structured workflows, handoffs, and audit trails. On another leg, AXI's July Grok 4.5 announcement positions for model coding, agentic tasks, and knowledge work. Llama's July update points to an open and local model ecosystem with an optional cloud path. These are release descriptions, not independent performance tests. The useful observation is that the same baton is moving through the field, while the handles, access lanes, and responsibilities remain different. Across the field, several feature categories are becoming common ground. That gives us a practical way to talk about what is hot and cold, broad coverage, a specialist edge, a cold spot, and a fit for the mix of work. Current web access is becoming expected. So is some kind of source trail, with links, citations, or some way to inspect the evidence. Richer context is becoming normal too. Files, projects, memory, or longer working space that lets a system carry the task forward. The frontier is moving from answers toward tools, connectors, and workflows. Access is splitting into lanes: free, paid, work, API, local. There is one more common leg: the human check. Every path still needs a person to decide what counts as enough evidence. That is the common ground. It does not mean every runner implements every feature equally. Broad coverage means one path carries more of the workflow. A specialist edge means it carries one leg especially well. A cold spot can be missing access, weak evidence, high friction, or a high need for human repair. Broad utility can look close to universal, but we would still test each task before we call it universal. The interesting part is what each path may still be missing. Search first paths may lead on a source trail, but we still have to verify the actual citations and how well the result connects to the rest of the work. Work suite paths may lead on connected systems, but permissions and boundaries become the real question. Local and open paths may lead on control and privacy, but setup, hardware, live web access, and tool support can be different. Paid research modes may lead on depth, but the cost and limits still matter. A fast start may lead on low friction, but cleanup may show up later. This is how I can talk about a feature-led advantage without telling you what to buy. I want you, the viewer, to decide what fits. A feature can lead for one job and still miss for the next leg. Here is the activity I want you to try. Start with a safe, free path where the limits and privacy fits the task. Use public or synthetic material, not private client work, school records, passwords, or anything you cannot afford to expose. Open at least 2 paths that are available to you. That could be ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, Grok, or a local or open option. Use the same small research task, the same source packet, and the same requested output. Before trusting the result, check the dates. Open the important sources. Prefer primary sources when the claim matters. Look for contradictions. Write down what the path carried, what it missed, what you repaired, and what the whole test cost in money, time, privacy, or setup. If a free path does enough, you may not need to pay. If a paid path earns its cost by removing work that you repeat, you can decide that from your own evidence. A local path may be worth the setup when control matters more. The human check is not the slow part we forget to automate. It's the part that makes your research usable. Now, take the journey your work needs. Choose one small, reversible research task. Try it in the free paths that are safe and available to you, and add paid work or local paths only when that comparison matters for your situation. Use the same task each time. Keep a simple 4-line note. What did it carry? What did it miss? What did I repair? And what did it cost? Do not take my word for which path is hot or cold. Find the fit yourself. That is the point of the relay. Not to lead you toward my favorite tool, but to help you make a decision you can explain. Which research task will you test first? I'm Braden Ham, and this is the AI Relay, part of you, AI, and I, a team.